Hey guys, welcome back. I definitely lied to you in the last video and said that I was done showing site prep stuff, but I have a whole lot more footage in this video that's going to show stuff that I forgot about, that I forgot I had, and this will be the last video showing site prep. Let's get started. I'm going to show you right away what things look like right now versus what they look like when we started. Let's go. All right, now let's rewind to 4 months ago. That's an old tree that we had to cut down, stacked up there. This tree's gonna have to go. Here's some pallet racks I tried to do a room out of years ago. Never ended up doing anything with it. There's some AE86 doors and a trunk that I need to sell. There's a property line. We got a nice little irrigation ditch. And then our neighbor's really sweet. She said we can build a little bridge for the kids to go across so they can go play in her yard. We're not gonna have a whole lot of yard left when we're done. That shed's gotta come down. That shed's gotta come down. And then we'll have yard between the front of the shop and the back of the house. So, and then another thing is I really want to get the driveway done before winter, so it's not dirt, but I want to pour concrete off the front of the shop a little bit, and then that's all going to be asphalt all the way to the gate. That's an electric gate that'll have a garage door opener that swings it open, and then from there to the curb we'll have all concrete. So basically from there 30 feet out to here, I'll be able to park my trailer and stuff over there, and then I'll be able to drive straight into the shop door, which will be right about here. That's the basic layout we got now. Got to get rid of that. Got to get rid of those tanks. Got to clean all this stuff up and make it all flat and level. A lot of work to do. This stump right here is kicking our butts. We literally tried to tug on it with a chain. Jesus tried to dig around it. Couldn't get it to go. I think I'm literally gonna have to chainsaw through the roots of it and just ruin a couple chainsaw blades to actually cut that out, then rip it down and then try and dig it down, because it's actually the roots that are pushing that fence up. So the roots grew in, push the fence up. So if we can get that out, that fence will go back straight and look a lot better. All right, we're doing some other work, just property related work. We're gonna be doing some sprinkler work over here. I gotta bury some electrical. Basically along this side of the fence, I want to put light poles, because this will be my big driveway, right? And then I'll have a light pole every, I don't know, 10 or 20 feet or something, whatever we decide. So I'm going to bury this electrical conduit right here. We'll go all the way down that way. We'll run a water pipe, sprinkler pipe. And then what I wanted to do was bury some PVC for air lines. The air lines will come up right where the posts are. So I'll have an air line on every post, and then we'll have an outlet and all that stuff. But next thing, we're gonna trench across here, because these electrical gate openers, which broke, I already put some on, I got some new ones, but the electric gate openers obviously has to have a line going from one to the other. So we're gonna trench right here, run a PVC pipe underneath for the sprinklers, also electrical conduit and the wires for the electric gate opener. But if you see, we have to trench it and bury it immediately so that they can back out of here with their equipment. So we're gonna run to Home Depot and grab the stuff we need and then come back. The old Saturday trip to Home Depot. Right, Jesse?
Right.
Got our supplies. 20 feet of supplies. Let's get all 20 feet of it. Can you hear me? Whoa, I can hear
I can hear you pretty well.
Got a big load of dirt coming, because we got to grade all this out, get all this stuff moved together, pushed around. And so I found some guys giving away free dirt. Just had to pay for the truck to come out here. So that's a big load of dirt right there. That's it. All right, it's 10:30 p.m. Jesus works during the day. We got those, the nights are getting shorter. The days are getting shorter. Night comes soon, so we're out here doing some burning the midnight oil. Getting everything graded. I got 2 drops of dirt today. He just charged me the truck fee to bring it here, so 2 loads of dirt, 30 bucks a piece. And I'm gonna probably have him bring a couple more tomorrow. We kind of did a laser, like a rough idea of like what the grade needs to be, so we kind of have an idea of how much dirt needs to be brought in. But we're basically raising grade, like, I don't know, quite a bit. I gotta tear that shed down right there. That'll be probably tomorrow's project. That tree's gotta come down. I left it here for shade, so when we were working during the day, we'd have shade, and I was gonna cut that down very last. This is a big pile of trash that needs to go away, and that's gonna open up this entire yard, so there'll be so much. Like, I've never seen this, obviously, without that shed. That shed's been here for probably 40 years or something. And so that'll come down. There's a little shed behind it full of old scrap metal that I got. And then basically we just need to start grading this out to the level of that concrete pad, everything. So when we're all done, I'm gonna raise the level of the fence, probably 2 feet. So it'll be an 8-foot fence over there. We got 2 more loads of dirt coming today. We got all this stuff to spread out around here, but it's looking pretty good. So it did rain last night, which is gonna help compact this. It does make it kind of crappy to work in the mud, but I think 2 more loads of dirt ought to do it. Got to get pushed in that corner, all up against the fence, get the whole grade raised up a little bit. It is a gloomy, rainy day, but the work can't stop. Got a lot to do. So I've got to tear this shed down. It has been here since I don't know how long. I'm trying to decide how to tear it down somewhat peacefully. I don't just want to ram into it with one of the machines. Oh, there's a. I was just about to brag about how it doesn't leak in here, and then there's a leak. Drip, 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 drip. I think I'm gonna get a pry bar and a hammer, and just start prying stuff apart. Maybe save some of this wood. It's kind of like really old wood, so I don't know if we can reuse it for anything decorative inside the shop. But I figure a hammer and a pry bar, and I can start tearing this down. At least I can work inside and not be out in the mud and the rain. Going for more of a open air architectural design here. And as far as the stuff that came off the side, instead of taking a trip to the dump, we just made our own disposal system right on site. So that's not bad. And some of it's reusable. Found these wood shingles from 1930. Unfortunately, those have got to go also. They don't seem to burn very well when they're wet. There's a lot of surface area to trap water. But I think the plan is remove some more structure and then probably just push it over at this point. Push it over and then deal with the rubble. But that's gonna be when it's not raining so hard. Because right now that's a refuge from the rain. Today's the day for the shed to come down. Just a pile of rubble after 50 years. It's crazy. Now, time to burn this thing up. I think we're just gonna chop it up into pieces and start a fire again today. It's crazy how something that's been around for so long can come down so quick. It's actually not bad considering the old man that built this probably did it with minimal tools. Did a pretty good job. Crazy to watch how the concrete pad broke in 2 pieces and it's just completely disconnected. There's no metal inside. That's kind of a good example of why rebar is so important to hold a pad together like this. So this is the burn pile. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day breaking this up and burning it over there. He was saying it's too muddy to spread this around. The machine's literally sinking in there. And that's all like mud, so to spread that all around is gonna be quite a pain. All right, so we got this big tree coming down today. The shed's already gone. There's the foundation of the shed. Kyle back there, burning wood. We got our fire going. A lot of stuff's going on today. It's way too muddy to push dirt around today, mud. So I guess we're taking down the tree. Thanks, Tyler. All right, so we got a rope tied to the fummins. Oh, the chain came off. Tyler's up in a tree with a chainsaw, and then he's pulling the rope that way, and we're trying to cut that so it doesn't land on the wires and so it doesn't land on the fire. Hey, look at that.
Didn't even hit the wire.
And we're down. Another day back at the old Wicknick farm. We got a massive fire going on. It was a huge smoke cloud just a minute ago. Trying not to get the fire department called on us. They're literally a mile that way. But we got most everything we were trying to get burned, which was good. We tipped the stump over to get that burned because I didn't want to take that to the dump. But then on top of that, there was a big pile of dry next to it, and it finally caught on fire, so we just kind of let it go. Then, I wouldn't say it got out of control, but it got to be bigger than we wanted it to be, so we had to kind of spread it around and rake it, and then smoke, and then wet leaves and all that stuff. But now we're here, and the last tree is about to come down that way. We cut the other one down, and it hit this line pretty well. Shook the whole power pole, shook that power pole. Thought for sure the whole neighborhood infrastructure was coming down, but it didn't. So let's watch this one come down. Pretty sure when we moved in, that wasn't even a tree. And then like it started as just like a little, sapling. And I was like, oh, that won't turn into anything. And now it's the biggest tree on the property. You gonna push it over?
Yeah.
All right. There's the smoke signals. There it is again. Cut that down. Get that off of there after all. There we go. And order is restored to the universe. Now we gotta cut that thing up and burn it. Got a lot going on today. Sending smoke signals still. That little shed right there is full of scrap metal. I gotta take that down. I wanna take the trampoline apart, put it away for the winter. Sorry kids, your swimming pool's going away for a little bit. These skis, I gotta put them somewhere else in the yard. There's a big pile of stuff over there. But since the shed and the tree is gone, that's a big deal. He needs to bring the Mini X and dig up that stump. There's another stump. So, a lot to do. We gotta get rid of this concrete. He's talking about digging it up and burying it, which I'm all right with that, but that's a Mini X job. Mini X is for another day. And yeah, the tree is pretty much all burned up. We gotta move all these CNG brackets, these tires, wheels, wood. I wanna stack over there. You can see the Mini X is just spinning. I'm surprised he's done as much as he has, because it's just over there spinning, kicking up mud and everything, but one thing at a time. There's plenty to do, but it's kind of an order of operation, and we're limited on what stuff we can do. So for now, we're gonna take all the scrap metal CNG tank brackets that I've had for 20 years that are now worth nothing, put them in the truck, take them to scrap on Monday. That's it for today. We'll come back tomorrow and do more of this. But crazy the amount of stuff we got done. That whole pile is gonna move tomorrow. Maybe not the concrete, but all that junk. That shed's gonna come down. Got to move everything this way to the side of my house and just make space. And then we can finally map out the foundation area of it and get like a visual of how it's gonna look. Hasta mañana. This is really cool to get to the point where I can actually lay out the foundation here. So these two stakes are the front door. You can see the string line that goes down there across the back. And then you may not get a very good view from here, but I'll do an overhead shot of it with the drone. This will be the entrance to the office side right there. There'll be like some windows and stuff up here so we can look out. And then this will be the entrance to the shop side right here. And then you see we still got a lot of grading to do. But it's a really big footprint. 73 feet from there to there. 66 feet from there to there. And then 50 feet from there to there. So the shop is 50 by 48, and then the office is 22 by 70 or 66 or something. All right, guys, today we're back. This big pile of concrete we're gonna attempt to bury. First, we gotta dig up that tree stump. That'll give us a hole to put a bunch of this stuff in. This stump came right out. He literally just pushed on it. There's obviously no roots to it. It's just falling apart inside. So that's not a problem. That one's turning out. It's got roots coming all the way over here, over there, everywhere. Big roots. So it's supposed to rain the next couple days. So we're gonna try and get this, put this pile of concrete inside there, bury that, and then we can work on the foundation stuff. But it's a lot of junk that needs to go in there, and then that's the big problem, is that big stump. So we got to get that sorted out. That's crazy. That was a lot of work to get that out. Some deep roots, and it just leaves roots everywhere when you dig it up. It's got to be the worst, is removing trees and stuff. But this leaves us a nice big hole to put all the concrete in it, right in there. Probably took about an hour to get this thing out. Crazy, just digging. Another weekend has gone by. It's Sunday afternoon. Other than this grading that's all done, it was done before the weekend. Saturday and Sunday were both no productivity for me. Unfortunately, I'm in that position where I have to rely on other people for this stage of the project. Really hard pill to swallow, but that's where I'm at. This stage of the process is very difficult for me to be stuck in. I don't want to be stuck. I want to just go 100%. It also kills my motivation really quick when I have a weekend full of energy and motivation and I can't do anything. It's like having my hands tied behind my back. It's frustrating. Tomorrow and the next day is supposed to be raining, so nothing's gonna happen the next couple days. So Jesse and I are gonna go for a drive in our cars. So this is the first big rain since excavation and like grading and all that stuff, and it's super muddy back there. My feet were sinking in, trying to get my truck out. My truck wanted to get buried in the dirt and all that stuff, so that's not great. We really need to get gravel down there and spread, but we need to do a little bit more excavation of the footings and stuff before we spread gravel so it doesn't get mixed in with the dug up dirt. But right now I'm going to get some tubes. I'm going to put lights along this side here. I'll show you that in a second, but I'm just headed over to Home Depot trying to do whatever I can in this rain because there's not a lot we can do back there right now. The plan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights along here. It's all trenched out. So we have power. We already trenched under here. We have power coming under, as well as water and the wires for the gates. There's electric gate openers here. So all that stuff was trenched under the driveway before we pour concrete or asphalt. They'll come over here, go along this trench, and then I'll have wires going to each one of those. So that's where the power will come from, either there or I can run the power to the shop over there. Either way, I'll have it trenched and power's running across there. So whichever way I decide to go, but for now I'm just gonna build an extension cord that runs over and I can run the lights until we have power completely plumbed up. But basically we'll have lights that come up and stand up just above the fence line. They'll be pointing towards my property so that doesn't put light into the neighbors' windows. And then I wanna put a switch on each one. So even though they'll all turn on together based on, what do you call it, a solar switch, I want to be able to override them and turn each one off. So like if this one ends up giving too much light to the neighbor's window, I can shut that off, shut that off, shut that off. Maybe just have one back there by the thing, leave that on all the time, turn these on when I'm loading or unloading for a trip, something like that. But I want to have lights that light up my whole driveway here. Also, I don't want light going into my window at night there if I don't want it. So I'm going to work on getting the poles. It's basically, it's 100%, it's just 2-inch aluminized exhaust tubing, 2.5 inch. A light will sit on top of it, but I got to run the wires up through. I got to do concrete piers down here, so I got to run the wires down and out through the concrete, do conduit and plumbing for all that stuff, and then make sure the switch, and I'm going to have 2 electrical outlets on each one. Make sure that stuff will all fit together. All right, so we ended up taking part of the fence out to get to that stump. I'm convinced the roots of that stump go to the center of the earth because that thing's been a huge pain to get out. But really the roots go into the neighbor's yard, so we finally took the fence down. Once that's out, we can put the fence, we'll backfill it, put the fence back. The bottom part of the fence was bent because the root was growing up through it after the fence was built. So this should make the fence look a lot nicer. There we go, yeah. That's it. That's it. Get out of there. All right, guys, here's where we're going to leave off. There's a view of as it looks from overhead right now. You can see all the posts are marked out, the foundation, everything's ready to dig, and things are moving along pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and call that it for this video. Thanks for following along, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oh, you can see the apartments out there in the distance where all the criminals live.